Hello everyone, we're going to do a CR250 digital ignition conversion on a CR500. Right now this CR500 has a CR250 flywheel and it has a CR250 stator and it has a Zealtronic digital programmable CDI box that is I think is causing me problems, so we're going to change everything out. We're going to leave the coil in, mount it right here. Some of the things we'll need to do this are, what I picked up was a lighting stator from Electrosport, CR125 from 2000 to 2001 on Amazon. There's what it looks like. The nice part about this, I picked up a CDI from www.regulatorrectifier.com, and the good part about this is it plugs right in to the stator. You don't have to mess with the wiring. So we're going to try that. This is a 2000-2001 regulator CDI from regulatorrectifier.com. So the same years on both of them. The other thing you'll need is a Motion Pro degree timing wheel and a Motion Pro timing kit to find top dead center. Now the reason why we need the degree timing wheel for this conversion is that the CR250 flywheel, the pickup on the CR250 flywheel, which we'll see is
the difference between the CR500 flywheel and the CR250 flywheel is the same pre-2002, but if you have a 2002 or newer CR250 flywheel, the magnetic pickup and the woodruff key is offset, and you'll be in the 3 position on the timing plate, but you'll have to advance it to 10 or 11 degrees with the 2002 plus CR250 flywheel.
We'll do that step by step here. We'll also need a Tusk flywheel puller. Works great. 27mm and a Motion Pro flywheel or clutch holder, primary gear holder, so stuff to make this work. Okay, so here is the current stator. I have a that to help me turn it over. There is our pickup and the current stator, so you can see that. Take your clutch holder, stick it in the holes. Lock it in place. Bear with me, I just got back from a month in Africa, so I'm a little bit jet lagged. Easy peasy. This is a 17mm. Just remember your washer as well. Take your flywheel puller, put a little bit of grease. Turn it out. I think this is left-hand threads. Not. left-hand threads. Make sure you get the nut out, the puller out all the way. Okay, 17mm fits on there. I got a 1.25 inch. It's probably metric, but I don't have any metrics. Metric this sizes. Tighten it. The flywheel comes off just like that. So, here's our pickup. Here's where our woodruff key goes in. So this slot to where this pickup is 10 degrees different on the CR250 to CR500. So this is a CR250 flywheel. What you want to know about these is their CR250s are lighter, the CR500s are heavier, and if you buy one of these, a service Honda ignition, the weight of the flywheel, I believe, is the same as a heavier one, but the weight is centered more closer to the shaft. That's why you get the good handling of a lighter CR250 flywheel, but you get the weight of the CR500 flywheel when you buy a service Honda one. Is all the mass, instead of the mass being on the outside, it's closer to the center of the shaft. Easiest way I can describe it. And when you have most of that mass closer to the shaft, it improves the handling on the bike, reduces the gyroscopic effect, the same thing that steers rockets. So. Here's our current CR250 stator that's coming out, and the CR125 is going to go in. Now the reason why we like the CR125 is these slots on the back are, I believe, bigger slots than they are on the CR250, which allows us to move it 10 degrees without drilling out the side of this. So we'll check that when we pull the CR250 one off and put the CR125 on. We'll compare the backs. This is a lighting stator, by the way, so I'm going to run a headlight. The other thing is with this 2000-2001 ignition, you won't need this regulator rectifier here. This apparently is not required with the 2000-2001. So when you unplug it, just put it aside, because you shouldn't need those two pieces right there. This and this are not required. So right now I've removed the condenser and rectifier, I guess if you call them that. Unplugged all the wires. These are the wires from the old stator. These are the wires from the connect to the CDI. So I got to pull this off. Here's the old CDI. Disconnected the ground wire from the coil. Here's the old CDI. What I liked about the Zealtronic unit is it had a map switch. You can run 2 maps on the fly. One for trails and maybe one for motocross. But I suspect that it's not working properly, so I'm going to replace everything. And if it works great with the new setup, then I'll get a warranty on this or something. But in the meantime, we'll pull. So there's a wire that goes up to here, and I got to get this off as well. And there's also a cable here for the throttle position sensor on this particular. There's also a throttle position sensor on this one, which I don't think we can see very well, but that will be that's disconnected right here, the throttle position switch. That is really not able to see in this Gen 3 frame, but that's it right down there. That'll just stay disconnected and we'll tape it off, waterproof it. Any grounding you have to do, I recommend some red thread locker. Just to give you an idea of how much extra wiring there is with the programmable unit, just to give you an idea, it's obviously offers a lot more flexibility in terms of programming your own ignition curve. But you have the map switch, which is a nice to have. You have a ground for the map switch. Here's your throttle position sensor. Just some extra cable. This goes to your ground of your ignition coil. This is for the, I forget what that is, that's part of the coil too. Of course, your plugs for the stator and plugs for the condenser and rectifier, and the ground for the kill switch. So it's quite a bit more wiring compared to, you know, there'll be a kill switch here which will need to be grounded. You'll have a ground for your coil, and this one that goes to the coil as well, I forget what that is, but and then your plug. So it looks pretty simple. Simple in terms of wiring. If you like lots of wiring and lots of mapping, that's the way to go. If you're looking for something easy, this is probably the way to go here. Okay, I pulled the plug out. I don't know if you can see it here or not, but I'm running a BR8. Looks like it was a nice tan color. Make sure you gap it to 20 thou. So I got all the wires out. I'm going to take the old stator, the CR250 stator out, screw here, and the screw here. And here you can see on this one it has the timing marks moved, they're connected, but those are not going to apply here because we're going to retard it.
Advance 10 degrees.
There's our pickup. We'll go from there. So here's how the backs look. I don't see much difference between them actually in terms of the slots. But anyways, I measure this one at 0.53 on the bottom, and this one I measure at 0.522, so this slot is a little bit bigger. We'll see if that's enough to make the difference. On the top, measure this one at same 0.532, roughly 533. This one appears to be the same as the other one on top. It's just a little bit, tenth of a thou smaller on the bottom. Anyways, see how it works here. So I might have to end up slotting this one on the bottom if I can't get my 10 degrees extra out of it. Yeah, you'll notice on your stock CR500 there's a timing plate Some will say 2, 3, or 4. This one says 2 degrees. And then if you flip it over, it's 4 degrees. So you'll get a little more top end, I guess.
2 degrees is low end. Advancing it to 4 degrees gives you top end.
Some will say 3 and 5. In this case, this one says 2 and 4. But we're not going to use it on this one because we're going to be 10. So at this point, hit the pickup on the flywheel and the stator, I forget what that's called, but those got to be clean. Can't be any grease on them. They got to be clean, and take some brake clean and make sure that this and your flywheel are perfectly clean. Electrical contact cleaner is probably the best for cleaning those surfaces. So at this point I've installed the new stator here and here. It's kind of a tight fit. I wrecked my gasket in the process, but I'll get a new gasket. I'll be able to, you can see it's a tight fit, so I'll have to see where the setting's going to be, and hopefully we got enough room there to get our 10 degrees. Okay, next thing we got to do is find top dead center. So taking this piece from the timing kit. First time doing this, so bear with me. At least on a dirt bike anyway. It's snug down right there. Should be able to get at the lock hole. Now, I'm guessing this comes in a bunch of pieces. It's adjustable. I probably got to put this in first to find top dead center, and that will go on top. Lock it in with a lock screw. So let's see how it fits now. Okay, so this Motion Pro timing kit comes like this. You just need to unthread this piece and put the proper length of adjuster on there, and this to find top dead center. So in my case, I'm going to try this combo and see if it works. Okay. Put my lock nut in there, and we'll find top dead center. So I've got top dead center marked here. Set it to 0 so I know exactly where top is. And now we're going to see if we can get this flywheel and degree wheel on. That might be the interesting part, getting this to fit, but we'll monkey around whatever way we can here. And again, we want to set it
Advance the ignition from 3 degrees to 10 degrees.
10 degrees.
From 3 degrees to 10 degrees.
Even 11, some guys say. So I'll show you here that I'm on top dead center. Right there. Now that's where the pickup is lined on that flywheel. I would think it's supposed to be in the middle of that pickup on the flywheel, but in this case it's not at top dead center. So maybe that's why we have to go back 10 degrees.
Advance to 10 degrees.
Move this around. So here's what I've done. I've taken the degree wheel and I've marked it. I've marked it 2 degrees, 4 degrees, and 11 degrees, as you can see there. I've also done the same on the other side. 2, 0, 2, 4, and 11. And I've drawn the marks using a straight edge. Right there. Line them up and draw them across. So what I've done here is I've taken just to verify it, I've taken and lined up the stator hole with the 2 degree mark. Okay. Just to verify that it is 2. I take this, flip it over, made sure that the 4 degree mark lines up. As you can see, it's 4. It lines up with the 4 degree line right there. So I came over here and marked the 11 degree line, but I can't use this because the hole is based on a 4 degree. So I'm going to take that off. I've marked the 11 degree mark on the stator, and I can get about 8 or 9 degrees out of it, but I gotta take a drill bit that I lined up, and I'm just gonna extend right here and the inside of this metal plate here, and I should be able to get 11 degrees right in here and here. I don't have a fancy CNC lathe, so I gotta do it the backyard way. And then once it's on, it'll line up with, I'll be able to line it up with the crankcase mark right there, and it'll be 11 degrees. So, see how it goes here. So we'll see if this is enough. A little bit on that side, and a little bit in there. Hopefully that'll be enough, and the other thing I need is a R27 O-ring in here, which none of the other 3 came with. That's one thing I'll get is an R27 O-ring. So for now, we'll just see if it works. So if I come in here, see how close I can get it. I'm getting closer. Not there yet, but slot it a little more on both sides. Okay, so I slotted the top a little bit more in the bottom, and some filings I'll have to clean up because everything's magnetic in here. You guys line up to 11 degrees now. You just have that screw is over top of that pinhole, so for the top stator plate. I'll have to figure something out there. Anyways, we got it slotted enough to get it to 11 degrees. So interesting, we're still at top dead center here. And come down here after we got our stator set at 11 degrees, and it looks like it's almost right in the middle of the pickup. Guess that's the way it's supposed to be. A little off, but we'll connect the wires and see where it goes. That plugs into the CDI. One of these will be the ground for the coils, and that's the headlight stuff there. Not sure what these 2 wires are. It's coil stuff and 2 mystery wires. Those should be for the kill switch, sorry. Now that I got myself straightened out, those will be kill switch wires, and one will be a ground. Okay, back after a day off, so you're going to want to set the air gap 0.012 is the preferred gap. I have no idea what it is right now, but let's have a look. It's obviously too much gap because it goes in there nice and easy. Let's try a thicker one and just see. 0.019 goes in real easy, so I'm going to loosen off those two screws right there, and hopefully it'll adjust down. If not, I can actually almost push on that, but I'm going to loosen those two screws off and push it down, retighten them with that 0.012 in there, and make sure that it's 0.012 if I rotate that back and forth. So here I've loosened it off. Just put my 0.012 back in there, and I'll tighten up those two screws, and I'll pull it out and make sure that that clearance is maintained.